I'm here to talk about The Samaritan, a play that is quite interesting. It's very small, but it has a voluminous information. You'll be surprised at how long you would take to analyze this book. When I got it, I thought it's such a small book, and so when we were building the guidebook on this, we found hell of it as a panel of 7 teachers. Now, I'll only talk about Act 1, Scene 1, because time cannot allow me to explore everything, but every time you'll be getting to my YouTube channel, you'll be finding more and more details loaded. Welcome and be excited to share a lot about this book because it's such an interesting political book. It has a lot that it can teach us as citizens or leaders. Now, Act 1, Scene 1, I call it Failed Award. Why do I call it Failed Award? It's because the award that we expected never happened to be. Now, the setting of this scene is Sagrada Secondary School at around 10 a.m. The school is near a hill and in Maracas municipality. Now, when I hear these names, I thought it's something like Kenya or something like that, only to be amazed that it's away from Africa. Now, the teachers and students are seated, and Mr. Kamona, the school deputy, walks in and goes straight to the podium. There's a lot of silence, just as we expect. Students sit and respond in a chorus. The deputy principal informs students that they'll be awarding of the winning innovation of the year, and that is the Samaritan, that will be officially launched by the municipality. The event will be presided over by Honorable Mosi. Remember, he's the mayor of Sagrada municipality, Maracas municipality, I mean. Now, the mayor comes in with a few distinguished municipal leaders, and we have the local school board who are there, just as the norm is. Now, the students remain standing for a while before the guests are led into the hall by the principal. The guests sit, and then Mr. Kamona tells students to sit also. Protocol, that is. Now we have people like Deputy Mayor Honorable Ramdaye. We have the municipal political opposition leader Honorable Basdeo. We have the Chief Executive Officer of Maracas Municipality, Mr. Harvester, and then we have members of the local school board. We also have journalists who come in armed with their paraphernalia, just as we happen to have journalists whenever there's a social, political, or economic aspect going on in a country. The deputy principal asks the students to take seats and invites the principal to welcome the guests, and then the rest of the program goes on. The principal welcomes the guests to the ceremony in which they will officially launch Samaritan and present the prize to Alvita and Montano. These are students at Sagrado Secondary School who just created the winning innovation, the Samaritan. Yeah, CBC Reloaded. Now, the principal invites Nicole, the ethics and innovation teacher, to introduce the innovation because, after all, she has been coaching these students. Alvita and Montano take us into the future, 50 years to come, and how it will be affected by the changing climatic situations. Possibly there will be limitations in what we'll have and what we'll not have. People might even have to eat papers. People might die very fast, and there will be no jobs. We also have the opposition of that, whereby we are told that things are bright, the optimistic part of life, that possibly because of technology, we will have innovations that will help. We will have even regeneration of hormones so that we'll live for many, many years. Now, the mayor is excited about the optimistic part, but he hates that there is something about the Samaritan which will be revealing or allowing people to load information. He believes that this will not be a good concept, and therefore he rises on his feet, he wears his hat, and picks the walking stick and walks to the center stage in an ironical twist. Now, he says that they'll not launch this innovation. They'll not even present the prize on this day, and they need to reflect on the implication of the Samaritan. He tells the principal to let the teachers and students go away, and after that, he is asking the principal to, work against this Samaritan because it will allow misinformation. The mayor tells the principal that she has the powers to do it. Now, the teacher, Nicole, figures out what might happen and tells them that the ministry has already received it. And maybe there are fundamental errors that need to be solved. Here, Mosi is expressing some corrupt way of dealing with this, and he raises the voice on Nicole and even reminds her that she is a Mosi or a Tunya, the smoke, that kind of communication. Now, he also wants to blackmail this teacher on page 17, as you will realize. Now we have Piro. Piro tries to tell Amosi that they cannot overrule the ministry, but the mayor is a proud and arrogant man, so he says that he does not argue with simple chairman of local school board. Now Nicole tries to make him understand that the app has been online for a month already, and it has been taken over by the National Information Communication Technology Corporation. But the mayor Amosi cannot understand. He just shouts and tells her that she should write a letter, and a copy should be sent to his office immediately through the school principal. He wants to find a copy of the letter in his office. You see power, what power is. You can be drunk with power, and that is the result of it. Now, Mosi appreciates all of the people for honoring his call for the emergency meeting, but that will happen later. Now, let's see what happens in terms of themes. What themes can we have in Act 1? We have technology. Why do we say there's technology? We had Alvita and Montano talking about intelligent robots in the play, within a play on page 8. The students said that the technology will also allow them have a clean air, and carbon emissions will be done away with. Then we have Alvita and Montano discussing the role of the digital pigeonholes, where people can now post information, page 10. The Samaritan App will be online, has been online for a month, and people have been posting information, and that it has been taken over by the National Information and Cooperation Technology, page 18. We also see Alvita talking about the photos and videos of illegal activities that degrade the environment, and they'll be posted now on the pigeonhole, page 11. Alvita suggests that there will be drugs to be generated and regenerate the body cells, and no one could grow old. We also have self-driven vehicles that might come up, page 9. Robots will be venturing the world, page 8. Intelligent robots that will replace judges, machines that will be doing a lot of work. Then we have hope and optimism, whereby Alvita gets to give the positive aspect of life, like when photos are taken to show the illegal activities on page 11, when robots venture the earth and spend time conquering new parts of the world on page 8, the intelligent robots replacing judges to eliminate corruption, intelligent machines, page 9. But still we have the pessimism shown through the play within a play, where we are told that we'll be having people dying very soon, people will not have work, and there'll be more negative aspects in the society than expected. We also have bad governance and negligence by leaders. Alvita says that resources are there. However, they should be well used and put in the right channel for the correct purposes. People cannot afford medicine, and therefore they'll be suffering from malnutrition. There'll be no good food, as shared on page 7. Crime is too high, and people will be slaughtered like chicken, as shared on page 7. Then we have law enforcers and judges that have to be greased. Their hands have to be greased, and therefore they cannot protect justice, as shown on page 7. We also have corruption, impunity, and blackmail. You saw Mosi after the play had been shown. What did he say? He said that he cannot crown this innovation because it's going to work against the leaders. Possibly he said that because he understands the leaders are corrupt. Now we have law enforcers and judges who have to decreased. Instead of protecting justice, they protect the corrupt individuals in the society. Now we have Mosi telling the principal that it is in her power to find a way around, an indirect way of telling her that she should mess with the Samaritan. Then he also says that his decision supersedes any official, and he cannot argue around with the officials from smaller departments, and that is on page 17. Now we have environmental degradation and climatic change as shown by Alvita, who talks about photos to be taken and the illegal activities which are degrading the environment on page 11. Montano predicts that the future might have a very bad effect on climatic aspects with the bad stench, scarcity of cleaning water as shared on page 6. Then we have Montano sharing that there's unpredictable weather patterns with no rains. Montano also says that people will be eating strange things like insects, crawling creatures, rodents, sea creatures. And once weather patterns change, life expectancy automatically will drop. Now we have other aspects like poverty and employment. We have education. We have more that you can explore from the text. Now when you look at the language use and stylistic devices, you meet imagery through hyperbole. Like when you see what Montano says about the future, that the nose will be running and like a drum of fluids in the middle of the head, that is overestimated. Montano also tells Alvita that she has fertile imagination. Then Nicole tells students that there was an overheated imagination. They had great imagination. That is on page 9. Mosi says, I would especially be delighted if the medicine for regenerating my body cells is discovered today. That would enable me to live 422 more years. 422 years, that is something in the Bible. Possibly we used to see people stay as long as that, but in the current times, that is overstatement, as shared on page 14 and 15. Now, Mosi also shared that he has accidentally swallowed a whole toothpick. How possible is that when he's still speaking? Now, Nicole also has been, there's an exaggeration in how she moves. We are told that her steps were sharp, and she could be heard reverberating in the corridor like castanets. We have vivid description, a lot of it. The scene starts with that, and we can clearly see the author telling about arrangement of chairs and tables. We also see Narine being described as being motherly, a tall, plump lady in her late 50s. We are told that Nicole is dressed in her trademark style, comprising of flowery Banari silk sari and headscarf. We are also told that Nicole is a young, tall, light-skinned lady of medium build, renowned beauty, and a uncompromising moralist. On the contrary, the mayor is a heavy, tall man. Nicole is also sporting a wavy side ponytail hairstyle and smartly dressed in a black skirt and a white blouse, as shared on page 3 to 4. Now we have some sort of personification too. When you talk about the fertile imagination, fertility and imagination does not rhyme. The nose is running, Alvita is told by Montano. But Dale also says it was a delicious new dawn in our island. Now we have simile too. When you look at page 16, we are told you just send a text message on the app and it spread like wild bushfire. Her sharp footsteps can be heard reverberating in the corridor like castanets, page 18. Then the people slaughtered like chicken. There is a metaphor also, the herd, you had a fertile imagination. Symbolism. We find symbolism in play within a play when Montano says that we better discuss which side of the fence the bird will fly. Now, there is a controversy about this symbolism, and you can help us talk more about it. In our view, we thought that it is, you know, the bird represents the municipal leaders who have to make decisions for the state and citizens. We have also euphemism. Your nose was running. You know, the avoidance of really bringing out information that would not be quite impressive to the audience. Then we have sarcasm, mostly sarcastically telling the people that he would be delighted if the medicine for regenerating his body was discovered, and then he would live for 442 years. Mostly sarcastically refers to the Samaritan Act as an incredible innovation. Now, when we look at when he calls it thing later on page 15, then we realize it was a sarcastic way of referring to it. Now, Ramdaya also says that they might spread another rumor on the platform and Mosi may swallow another toothpick. That's sarcastic. It was meant to mock him. Then Mosi comments on Basdaya's delicious smell of new dawn, and he says it is the smell most likely of berries or corn on cobs. Then there is allusion. The Good Samaritan is an allusion in the good book, the Bible. We have rhetoric questions whereby Montano asks Salvita a lot of them. If you check page 8, you'll find more about it. Now, you obviously have play within a play in this text. Then satire. This is a political satire, as you realize. The book is trying to mock the political leaders and what they do. Then there is irony, which you can find more about it, ellipses, and more. Now, next time when we talk about this scene, we'll just be talking about the character and characterization, as well as some of the styles that have been used in this act. I hope you will enjoy listening to this analysis of Samaritan, and you'll help us establish more aspects. But I prefer going act or scene to scene, so that we have an in-depth understanding of what the Samaritan is, given that it's a new book. We invite you on board also to share with us what you think now that you've read the book, and we can really have a serious literary discussion. Bye-bye.